Enjoy this opportunity to learn about the 9 steps to quantum health transformation, version 3.0, and to add what you learned to our collective wisdoms to further elevate humanity. As we upskill each other, we will heal, evolve, and incorporate components of this program into our personal realities. This will assist us to become healthier individuals and more dynamic healers as we further develop our truths and share them with others. This grassroots movement will bring about positive changes in our own lives and within our world community. Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0 is meant for everyone who wishes to become the change we wish to see in the world. This free online course will benefit everyone at any level of mental or physical health. It is ideal for people who are searching for a comprehensive, holistic lifestyle program, experiencing ascension symptoms, alternative healers, or for those who simply want to expand their awareness. Enjoy all of the fully illustrated, narrated videos of this free online course featured on my channels and website. Steps 9, 8, and 7 open the mind and raise awareness. Steps 6, 5, and 4 teach you about holistic detoxification, body, mind, and your perceptions. Steps 3, 2, and 1 teach you how to achieve energetic ascension or to simply create a peaceful and rewarding reality for yourself. Open your mind to understand the basics of quantum physics and learn how you and your world are perfectly created to manifest anything and everything which serves to our highest good. While exploring this online course, I suggest you keep a journal for personal notes, data collection, synthesis, and reviews. Your journal will assist you to make connections between course material and your personal experiences. Keeping a journal will reveal personal learning opportunities not previously recognized and will provide a structure to keep track of your knowledge and experience. Check out this free online course, which includes over 25 videos to view at your convenience and can be shared in any teaching environment under the Fair Use Clause. I encourage you to purchase all 12 PDF copies of this online course from my website shop and create a playlist of all the quantum health transformation materials for easy access and reference. I believe that we can become the change that we wish to see in the world, and that we all could use an edge to assist with this process. When our personal lifestyles harmonize with the natural state of the earth and not the mainstream mindset, we heal the planet as we heal ourselves. Start with these practices found in the 9 steps to quantum health transformation. Logic, language, and lifestyle form your passport to a new and amazing reality. Please note that Quantum Health Transformation has no affiliation with the company known as Quantum Health, which is located in Ohio State, or their website. YouTube has added this advertising link to my description without my consent. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, and share this video with your friends. Now for the video tutorial. Welcome back to Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0, Advanced Training for Healers and Alternative Health Practitioners. Today we're going to consider step 5. And as usual, I'll start with an overview of the entire program. Those of you who are listening to this on an audio podcast might like to come over and watch the video. There are all kinds of diagrams and images to help illustrate the information. And then you can also pause over any area that you'd like to read for yourself. Quantum health transformation is a new health paradigm, and today we're going to consider version 3.0, Advanced Training for Healers and Alternative Health Practitioners, Step 5, green, food as medicine and source of universal love energy. Now, this program was written by myself, Karen Holton. Welcome. This PDF primer is meant to accompany the corresponding live recorded workshop. Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0, Advanced Training for Healers and Alternative Health Practitioners. Step 5, green, food as medicine and source of universal love energy. So both the live tutorial and the live workshop have basically the same name. But I did use different thumbnails to help you to separate them and be more aware of what you've already watched and what you're looking forward to watching. Both primer and the live Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0 workshops will be presented in descending number order when published to YouTube and my website. Start with step 9 and work your way down to do step 1 last. All information presented in any Quantum Health Transformation media was received in a download and was channeled from the Living Library, also known as the Akashic Records. Further, this material was downstepped and developed through the filter of my own personal life experience. I am not an expert, a mathematician, or a scientist. I am a seeker of knowledge and wisdom. The Quantum Health Transformation Program is ideal for those who are awakening and for those who are experiencing ascension symptoms. But the content is beneficial for everyone who wishes to experience a better quality of life. This system of quantum health transformation works well for me. However, you must synthesize this information and take only that which serves you. At the very least, it is my hope that from this material, you will be stimulated to seek your own inner wisdom. Please note, any part of the Quantum Health Transformation Original, version 2.0, or version 3.0 series can be copied and shared for free under the Fair Use Clause as long as you give credit to myself, Karen Holton. Thank you. Please help to support my work by asking your clients and your customers to purchase PDF copies of this presentation from my website shop. And even if you're just using this material for personal use, I highly recommend you download the PDF copy. It's $3.99 Canadian, and this small amount helps me to cover some of my expenses that arise from producing the information and making it available to a global audience. So please do visit my website shop and download the PDF so you have your own copy. You'll notice some of the writing is in blue with underlines. Those are links. So whenever you click on them, you will be taken to other videos, perhaps information from my website or research articles and various other things that will help you to get the most out of your lesson. So the PDF makes it very, very easy to cross-reference that material. I have a disclaimer that I'll just quickly read before I present the information in step 5. And the disclaimer is basically so that my video does not get taken down on YouTube if for whatever reason, the algorithm deems it problematic, which I don't see how it could, but you never know, it's happened before. Disclaimer, this PDF and the information on our website, KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com, is presented as is for educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or advice of a qualified licensed medical professional. The facts presented in this presentation or on the website are offered as information only, not medical advice, and in no way should anyone infer that we are practicing medicine. Seek the advice of a medical professional for proper application of this material to any specific situation. No statement here or on the website has been evaluated by the United States Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, the CFIA, the Department of Health Canada, or any other regulatory authority. Any product mentioned or described in this presentation or website is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We recommend that you do your own independent research before purchasing anything. And with that, we'll start step 5, and we'll start with the body temple and the spirituality of food. The saying, "you are what you eat," is truer than some realize. Your body is an amazing machine which is made up of components from the planet, solar system, and heavens beyond. Foods we eat are grown in the soil, where they absorb minerals and other things, which combine with the energy of the sun to form new elements, and this becomes us. When we eat grass-fed and pastured meats, the vitamins and minerals are digested by these gentle beasts, and the nutrients are then found in their meat. Food was recognized as medicine for thousands of years in many cultures, Old and New World. This concept was made popular in the post-classical ages by Hippocrates, who lived between 460 BC and 375 BC. He said, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." This concept is lost in the industrialized nations, who put more faith in the science of food-like products and pharmaceuticals than in traditional eating and healing styles. Now things have come full circle as we find out about the myriad of components in plants and animals that heal and sustain us. Our bodies, the foods we eat, the planet, and the sun are truly intimately related. Real food contains universal love energy. And again, those of you listening on the audio podcast, I invite you to come over and watch the video so you can see the beautiful, amazing visual images I have here of Kirlian photography. On a spiritual level, our bodies are temples which are sustained in ways that surpass the physical elements that we can see or touch. Kirlian photography reveals the energetic quality of food, which is also present in our physical and etheric bodies. Local, organic, fresh, raw, live foods and grass-fed, pastured meats add an abundance of sun energy, as seen with Kirlian photography, to nourish and heal us in ways mostly unknown to modern society. Besides providing vitamins, minerals, and enzymes, food is a rich source of spiritual energy, which makes healing possible because it feeds our light body and our soul. And there's also a picture of me here with my aura, and also the beautiful Kirlian photography of seeds, the human body, and a leaf. Whether you choose to stay within a religious paradigm or not, most of us are aware of our spiritual need. The mainstream socio-political economic construct leaves us feeling thirsty for something more. We are becoming aware that all the people who are awakening and evolving around us, and who seem to be able to find something satisfying found within. Yet, many remain thirsty while they keep signing up for courses and buying books written by those who have found their spiritual fountain. Could it be that spirit is partial? Could some people be more worthy than others? I suggest not at all. In order to become enlightened or filled with spirit, we must prepare ourselves for this gift. Simply taking steps to nurture and care for our temple body will clear the channels for a more rewarding spiritual experience. If you give an inch of effort, the universe will provide a mile in return. Universal tender mercy is all around us, but we have to be willing to let it in. Enjoying the benefits from the awakening process involves conquering our fears and stepping out into the unknown. In my experience, the fastest way to become connected with the overflowing inner fountain of unconditional love, wisdom, support, and the gift of co-creation is by eating real, life-enhancing, healing food and the tender, loving care we express towards our temple bodies. Be prepared to make some sacrifices and to step outside of your comfort zone. If we are eating dead, lifeless foods, or worse yet, frankenfoods, that's genetically modified or GMO, we are mistreating ourselves, disrespecting the temple body, and are shutting down the avenues for a truly satisfying reality. You deserve a reality that enhances this 3D earthly experience in ways we never before dreamed possible and elevates us toward 5-dimensional experiences. Feast on foods that are satisfying and serve as your ultimate medicine. Experience for yourself this wonderful source of universal love energy. Experience a new level of well-being and prepare to be amazed. All of the food images featured on this page are of raw and unprocessed foods. And there's some Kirlian photography of some seeds and a piece of apple as well. Absolutely delicious. Beware of what I call the vegan pitfalls. Some vegans and vegetarians follow a balanced eating program, but others still cook the life force out of all of their foods, rely on processed health foods, protein derivatives, and vitamin pills. Many binge on sugars and sweeteners and refined or unrefined carbs, fast foods and processed meals, and eat foods labeled gluten-free, which are made from refined starches, the same thing as sugar once digested. Further, some vegans reason that since fresh food is cooked when it hits our stomach acid, they may as well cook all of it before eating it. In this case, the life force escapes into the kitchen rather than within the body temple, where it is absorbed and utilized. So, basically eat some raw food, some fresh raw food every day if you can. Don't rely on heavily cooked foods, regardless of your eating program. Finally, many vegans and vegetarians look down on the meat eaters, which is a symptom of discontent and a lack of spiritual awareness in itself. Remember, whether we are herbivore or omnivore, we kill what we eat, and all plants and animals are innocent. Herbivore versus omnivore versus carnivore, follow your roots. I don't believe that meat is unethical or bad for you. Kirlian photography shows that meat can be full of life force energy. Historically and currently, many cultures of people with good health eat wild and free-range animals and follow a diet based on what foods are available to them. Only when they start to eat a typical American diet does their health decline and they become sick and tired and discontented. If your peoples of origin ate or eat meat, then assume that over the thousands of years of ancestral history, they have developed wisdom about food and health. If you are of mixed heritage like me, then I recommend you experiment with your ancestral diets and find out what foods work well for you. And I've got an image here of a Kirlian photography of both cooked and raw meat showing the life force energy. Cruelty-free sources of protein. I feel at my best when I eat lots of meat protein. I am also a conscientious objector when it comes to the animals I will eat. I consider their quality of life very seriously, and whenever possible, I do not partake of protein sources that have been treated cruelly or without the deep respect they deserve as fellow beings. In industrialized nations, farm factories are a reality. Sometimes we can't afford or we can't find grass-fed or pastured cruelty-free meats. Do your best to avoid participating in their horror, but when necessary, offer thanks and gratitude to the animal you are about to consume. Consider supplementing your diet with eggs or hulled hemp seeds, which give us all the protein that we need. pH and blood hunger. Balancing our pH and eating for health is pretty much the same thing. Get some litmus paper and test your urine frequently. It should remain in the green zone for optimal health. Yellow or purple suggests an imbalance and are the zones where fungus, disease, and pathogens reign. You may wish to consult the many pH food charts available online and choose more foods that help you to eat your way to an alkalized body system. Blood hunger is not related to empty stomach hunger. I used to eat until I was uncomfortable and I still felt hungry. But once I fed myself pH balancing foods and more protein, the hunger signals were greatly reduced, and sometimes I have to remind myself to eat. Forget the calorie exercise paradigm. It is ridiculous to eat junk food and then exercise like crazy and expect healthy outcomes. I know, I dieted and exercised myself up to 320 pounds. The more I starved and ate diet foods, the bigger I got. Benefits of organic, live, raw foods. I'll admit that it was not easy to cure my carb addiction, but once I got that monkey off my back, real food tasted better than processed foods. Flavor is the combination of taste, texture, and aroma. I still have fun coming up with new ways to combine organic, live, raw foods to form my recipe favorites. I love the real foods that I eat so much that I have no problem turning down the processed alternatives. And another thing I want to add is since I've been so long away from processed foods, if I do happen to get any in my mouth, I can taste the chemicals right away and I spit it out. There's no way I can even swallow it now. Restaurants have no appeal to me as I'm always disappointed with the flavor and the quality of the foods they serve. So I want to mention too that, recovering from a bad diet, we do it in increments and steps. Any drastic steps we take often are not sustainable. So the first thing I recommend is that you start to prepare everything at home from scratch. Do not eat prepackaged, processed, or restaurant foods. They're not going to give you the benefits that you need the way you can when you cook and eat at home. They're trying to make money and stay in business, and to do that, they have to cut corners, which means using all kinds of cheap chemical-laden and seed oils and all kinds of things to produce the food. And you're going to find that the food you make actually does taste better. By the way, while you're recovering from eating sweets and processed foods, you can make your own sweet treats from raw organic seeds, small pieces of dried fruits, cacao nibs, and raw coconut oil with a dash of sea salt. You just melt the coconut oil and add it to the dry ingredients, mix it up, shape them into bite-sized cookies, and refrigerate or freeze them. This is what keeps them firm and then they hold together. And eat this sweet and crunchy snack as part of your daily reward. If you like colorful, crunchy, and juicy foods, try making salads with fresh fruits, vegetables, seeds, and lots of dressing, made without seed, corn, or soy oils. Organic olive and avocado oils are best. Salads look so festive and they taste so good. I love real food so much, and I love the way it makes me feel. As a result, my physical and mental health is better than ever. Eat better to increase your energy, think more clearly, and have more fun planning your life. A side effect of an improved diet is more spiritual well-being, which assists with co-creation and manifestation. Yes, really, really. Why choose organic? I know organic foods are more expensive, but the toxic elements in standard produce cannot simply be washed off. The main reason to buy organic is because both national and state organic certification rules do not allow genetically engineered, GE, foods to be labeled organic. When you buy organic, you buy foods free of synthetic pesticides and also free of genetically engineered ingredients. Choose foods certified as non-GMO, project verified, and the link is here in the PDF. The Non-GMO Project is the only organization offering independent verification for GMO products in the US and Canada as of 2014. The acronym GMO stands for Genetically Modified Organisms, which refers to any food product that has been altered at the gene or genetic level. Genetically modified foods are also frequently described as genetically engineered, genetically altered, or genetically manipulated. I also recommend EWG's Shopper's Guide to Avoid GE Food, and again, the link is here in the PDF, to find out which foods are made without GMO ingredients. By the way, foods containing GMOs do not have to declare this on the label. If you truly cannot afford organic foods, at very least, look for pesticide-free options. If possible, try growing your own foods and learn to can and dehydrate them for winter. So I want to mention again that there is a war against humanity, and our food supply has been taken over. And like I mentioned, the labeling does not have to indicate that foods are GMO. And so it takes quite a bit of due diligence to make sure you're eating real food, because that is what's going to sustain you and will never cause you harm. In fact, it'll improve your health. I've got two images here. One is just a label off of some canned food with the ingredients. It says salad dressing, ingredients, water, vegetable oils, contains genetically modified soybean oil, sugar, vinegar, modified starch, wheat starch, and a host of other preservatives and chemicals, just to show you that you need to take a look at the labels. If you're going to eat foods that come with a label, you need to read the label. And the other image here has the top genetically modified foods. So corn, golden rice, soy, cottonseed, canola, tomatoes, potatoes, sugar beets, squash, and papaya are all GMO, unless labeled organic, or unless you grow it yourself. The four most common genetically modified ingredients in food are, number one, field corn and corn-derived ingredients, which also includes high fructose corn syrup. Number two, soybeans and soybean-derived ingredients, and that would include tofu. Number three, sugar. And number four, vegetable oils, often referred to as salad or cooking oils. On the watch list are papaya, zucchini, summer squash, sweet corn, Aqua Advantage salmon, farmed fish. Up for GMO approval are flax, potato, plums, radicchio, rice, tomato, and wheat. And this is according to the FDA 2014. Now is 10 years later. You can pretty much guarantee that these and many more are GMO. For more information, you can look online, and I have a link here in the PDF. Personally, I do not trust anything that has been created without the creator. I will do everything in my power to eat non-GMO foods. Everything I need is already here. Why add something artificial? Everybody thrives when we have a mission, and there is no greater mission than to become the change we wish to see in the world. Sometimes, though, we need a little help from consultation and support services. Have you discovered that this world is not what you thought it was? Have recent global events awakened you and leave you feeling unsettled? Do you feel isolated by your new, not so popular beliefs? It is a big shock to wake up and find that the old familiar world is gone. It can be disturbing to go down the various rabbit holes, only to find that the information is difficult to digest, and few people are willing to talk openly about it. Would you like to learn how to thrive in this new state of awareness? You are not a conspiracy theorist. You are awakening, and once you find your way through it, there are many blessings waiting on the other side. My name is Karen Holton, and I offer vital services that may be just what you need, and support for your journey into the weird and wonderful. Check out my awakening support and ascension consultation services, created to support individuals with their chosen alternative realities and lifestyles, health and recovery, and their spiritual adventures. For more details, check out the various vital services found on my website, and be assured that I have found personal success with every category featured. My website is www.KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com. That's KarenHolton Healthcoach.com. Next, how to tell if your fresh produce is GMO. These instructions apply for North America, so I don't know about other countries. You'll have to do some research. But if you're in North America, look at the numbers printed on the produce code, and this is not the barcode. See the illustration. So on this illustration here, I show the barcode, and the barcode doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with how to tell whether your produce is GMO, organic, or standard. And then I've got some images of some organic foods here, apples and pears, parsley, and some other things, so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Again, if you're listening on an audio podcast, I highly recommend you come over and watch the video tutorial. It's really important. So if it's organic, there will be 5 digits displayed, with the first being the number 9. If it is genetically modified or engineered, GMO, the first digit may be a number 8. But foods containing GMOs do not have to declare this on the label, so be suspicious of all regular produce codes. All regular produce, not organic and possibly GMO, will start with the number 4. And be careful when you're shopping for organic. I have bought organic products that were labeled, or well, the sign overhead said they were organic, got home and realized that they had a code that started with 4 and they were not organic. And I actually went back to the store and would call them on it when they did this. So it's something else to keep in mind. Next, we're going to talk about chewing and environment. Both chewing technique and your dining environment are really important to well-being. Take time to really chew your food well. Sometimes it's so delicious that we have a hard time not to swallow it before it is liquefied. This is an important step in the digestion process, so follow this simple rule: chew your juice and drink your food. What that means is if you're drinking a liquid, chew it, swish it around your mouth, let the enzymes go to work to break down the substances so that you can properly digest and absorb the nutrition. And drink your food means chew it until it's liquid, well mixed with saliva before you swallow it. And again, this is how your body starts the digestion process. Also, Prepare a nice, relaxing environment for yourself while you eat. Treat yourself like a beloved friend and set things up so you enjoy your surroundings and not be in a hurry. The eating experience is spiritual, sensual, and so enjoyable. Why not bring more enjoyment into your life? Love your food and let it love you back. Prepare your eating area with as much care as you would if someone special were joining you. You are worth it, and this really shows deep love and respect for your temple body and yourself. Now I want to talk about one of the most nutritious foods on the planet. So if you do not have access to meat protein, this is certainly a very good option. Raw hulled hemp seeds are one of the most nutritious foods in the world because they are a rich source of phytonutrients, and phytonutrients are the healing elements of plants, with benefits protecting your immunity, bloodstream, tissues, cells, skin, organs, and mitochondria. Hulled hemp seeds do not contain THC, the active substance found in cannabis. This superfood provides a broad spectrum of health benefits, including weight loss, increased and sustained energy, rapid recovery from disease or injury, lowered cholesterol and blood pressure, reduced inflammation, improvement in circulation and immune system, as well as natural blood sugar control. Raw hulled hemp seed offers a superior balance of proteins, especially fatty acids, vitamins, and enzymes, and is much more balanced and digestible than soy or whey products. This is a wonderful alternative to factory meats. Raw hemp seeds contain vitamins A, B1, B2, B6, C, D, and E, alpha, beta, gamma, delta tocopherol, and alpha tocotrienol, lecithin, choline, and inositol, and chlorophyll. They contain essential minerals, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, iron, manganese, zinc, sodium, silicon, copper, platinum, boron, nickel, germanium, tin, iodine, chromium, silver, and lithium. Hemp seeds supply an abundance of life force energy and enzymes and is a great source of zinc, phosphorus, magnesium, and iron, important for bone health, oxygen delivery, and immune health. For detailed and well-researched information on the benefits of eating hemp seeds, read these two articles by Lynn Osborne. And again, another reason why you want to download the PDF, because the links are right here to go right to this research material. The first article is called Hemp Seed, the Most Nutritionally Complete Food Source in the World, Part 1, and Hemp Seed Oils and the Flow of Life Force, Part 2. Hemp seed oil comprises 35% of the total seed weight, with more essential fatty acids than flax or any other nut or seed oil. Essential fatty acids, or EFAs, are necessary to produce life energy from food and move that energy throughout the body. EFAs govern growth, vitality, and state of mind, and carry the high energy required by the most active tissues and ensure very high oxygen availability. And this is key. Life force travels through the body via the essential fatty acids and their derivatives. So it's really important to get enough of the essential fatty acids that are found in hemp seeds, some other plant foods, and especially in animal fat. And a lot of people have been taught that animal fat's bad for you, and the new research is showing that's a complete hoax. Animal fat is absolutely essential to have a calm mind, to get rid of brain fog, and to be able to have improved cognitive abilities. Hemp seeds are low in carbohydrates. Hemp seeds are ideal for those following the paleo or keto diet or who are carb conscious. for their health. Insulin resistance and juicing. I have a few things to say about my experiences with juicing. There is no doubt that for some, juicing can be a fast and effective way to lose weight and improve health. But for those who have diabetes type 1 or 2, insulin resistance, or are pre-diabetic, juicing may not be our best option. I have insulin resistance and found juicing exacerbated this condition. Juice contains a lot of natural sugars. This is why I highly recommend green smoothies made with hulled hemp seeds, fresh fruits, and vegetables. The protein and the fiber slow down digestion and are less likely to trigger metabolic conditions. Seeds and nuts. I have found great success substituting nuts and seeds for carbs, including beans, and have converted my body to run on healthful fats and oils instead. This slower burning system satisfies hunger and really provides tons of energy. Also, if you soak and then rinse your nuts and seeds, the enzyme inhibitors are removed and the spark of life is initiated, greatly increasing the life force and nutritional quality in them. That's why nuts and seeds don't sprout on their own, because they have these enzyme inhibitors that are built right in. But when they're sown on the soil and watered and kept wet, those enzyme inhibitors are removed and the spark of life is returned to the seed or to the nut, and then a plant starts to grow. So what we want to do is remove the enzyme inhibitors so that the spark of life is initiated. This greatly increases the life force and the nutritional quality in them. I simply put them in a mason jar and with filtered water, and I leave them in the fridge overnight. In the morning, I give them a rinse, dry them back out, and then add them to smoothies or blend them to make my own non-dairy milk. Now I want to say a word or a caution about preservatives. All processed foods contain preservatives. This allows foods to be stored for up to 25 years. This food is always toxic, which is why the rats and insects and other pests do not eat it. Even a small bug knows that it will die if it eats the processed foods. Further, the preservatives in processed foods will prevent any real food you eat from breaking down in the digestive tract, and then you cannot digest and absorb the nutrients. Even if you only eat processed or junk foods once a week, it stays in your digestive system for many days. This has a detrimental effect on the gut biome, and the body never gets the chance to digest real food properly. You can eat healthy all week, but as soon as you gulp down a fast food snack, you no longer absorb the nutrition you need for health and sanity. And I've got an image here that shows a lot of the toxins in toxic foods, MSG, aspartame, high fructose corn syrup, but there's many, many, many. I think there's 75,000 chemicals that have been created in the lab to preserve foods. So it's so much more than this. Then we need to consider cooking and meal preparation. How do you cook your food? Do you use the microwave in plastic containers? Do you enjoy the convenience of non-stick pans? Some research has shown that vegetables lose some of their nutritional value in the microwave. The intense heat produced by microwaves destroys vitamins, enzymes, proteins, antioxidants, and the living life force. Exposure to PFAS, which are used widely not only in non-stick cookware, but also in stain and water-resistant gear and grease-proof food packaging, has been linked to liver damage, lower immunity in children, and other health concerns. Studies have found that certain chemicals in plastic can leach out of the plastic and into the food and beverages that we consume. Plastic containers can leach chemicals such as bisphenol A or BPA, and phthalates into food, especially when they are heated or exposed to acidic or fatty substances. Some of these chemicals have been linked to health problems such as metabolic disorders, including obesity and reduced fertility. Again, I would recommend you go back and preview the information from step 6, part 2. Actually do part 1, part 2, and part 3 to get more detail on this. So consider how you're cooking your food. Now I want to talk a bit about FODMAPs, lectins, oxalates, histamines, fiber and SIBO, and also nickel allergy. Some people cannot tolerate certain kinds of foods. They suffer from acute and chronic health conditions, but never discover the root cause. With all of my recommendations urging you to eat more organic, fresh, and raw produce, I would be remiss if I did not include this section. If you have digestive issues or are suffering from chronic health conditions that you do not seem to get better, I'm going to read that again. If you have digestive issues or are suffering from chronic health conditions that do not seem to get better despite positive lifestyle changes, you may want to consider and do some research into the following conditions. So one is called FODMAP, FODMAP, and it stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, which are short-chain carbohydrates or sugars that the small intestine absorbs poorly. Some people experience digestive distress after eating them. Symptoms include cramping, diarrhea, bloating, and discomfort. Many people with digestive symptoms find that certain foods seem to trigger those symptoms. It's sometimes a long process of trial and error to pinpoint precisely which foods are the triggers. Researchers discovered that our digestive enzymes can't break down certain types of carbohydrates known as FODMAPs, which include starches, sugars, and fibers in food. Instead, the good bacteria in our gut ferment them. Avoid foods that contain these carbohydrates, and only eating low FODMAP foods can be the key to relieving uncomfortable symptoms triggered by certain foods. For people with gastrointestinal problems like bloating, gas, or irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, a low FODMAP diet may help. Some studies have shown that 3 out of 4 people with IBS saw fewer symptoms right away, with the most relief after a week of eating a low FODMAP diet. A low FODMAP diet may also help those suffering from food intolerance, which is a common cause of digestive symptoms such as bloating, gas, and abdominal pain. Now, these are not just words. The symptoms that go along with IBS, Crohn's disease, or even people that have bloating, gas, and abdominal pain, this is excruciating. It completely takes away from our joy of being live human beings. It's terrible. And I wonder how much of this leads to addiction as people try to cover up their suffering. High FODMAP foods that you should avoid include fructose, fruits, including apples, mangoes, pears, watermelon, honey, high fructose corn syrup, and agave. Lactose, dairy, milk from cows, goats, or sheep, custard, yogurt, ice cream. Fructans, rye and wheat, asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, onions, and garlic. Galactans, Galactans, legumes such as beans, including baked beans, lentils, chickpeas, and soybeans. Polyols, sugar alcohols and fruits that have pits or seeds, such as apples, apricots, avocados, cherries, figs, peaches, pears, or plums. Now I want to talk about lectins. Lectins are a family of proteins found in almost all foods, especially legumes and grains. Some people claim that lectins cause increased gut permeability and drive autoimmune diseases. While it's true that certain lectins are toxic and cause harm when consumed in excess, they're easy to get rid of through cooking. They are found in plants, but raw legumes, which includes beans, lentils, peas, soybeans, peanuts, and whole grains like wheat, contain the highest amount of lectins. Symptoms associated with lectin and aquaporin foods, food sensitivities, include bloating, gas and abdominal cramps, painful and swollen joints, fatigue and tiredness, skin rashes, hormonal fluctuations, nausea, allergy-like symptoms, and neurological symptoms. High lectin food sources. Lectins are carb-binding proteins, mostly found in plants. They are also known as anti-nutrients, compounds that may reduce the body's ability to absorb essential nutrients from foods. Lectins are speculated to cause a number of health problems, including weight gain, digestive issues, arthritis, headaches, and brain fog. Lectins are mostly found in nutritious foods, including the 14 listed below: wheat germ, barley, rice, eggplants, potatoes, tomatoes, garden peas, jack beans, navy beans, lima beans, red kidney beans, soybeans, peanuts, and nutmeg. These 6 foods are some of the worst sources of lectins in the American diet when consumed raw: kidney beans, peanuts, whole grains, soybeans, or potatoes. Next, we want to talk about oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in vegetables, fruits, nuts, and grains. So I myself have a very severe oxalate sensitivity, and I didn't know about it for years and years. Thank God I found out. So here's a little bit about oxalates. Some examples of foods that are highest in oxalates include green leafy vegetables, especially spinach, soy, almonds, potatoes, tea, rhubarb, cereal grains, beets, and many spices like black pepper. Oxalates are also naturally created in the human body as a waste product. Oxalates can bind to calcium and, to a lesser extent, other minerals in the stomach and intestines. This binding can reduce absorption of these minerals, inhibiting their ability to be used. For this reason, oxalates have been labeled an anti-nutrient. Foods that are high in oxalate include spinach, rhubarb, rice bran, buckwheat, almonds, miso, and spices like turmeric, clove, cinnamon, celery seed, black pepper, cumin, and more. What are some symptoms of high oxalates? Pain in the lower back or in the side of the body, nausea and or vomiting with the pain, blood in the urine, pain when urinating or unable to urinate, feeling the need to urinate more often, fever and chills, and urine that smells bad or looks cloudy. Other conditions that may be related to oxalate include fibromyalgia, vulvodynia, which is a painful vulva, autism, heart disease, any chronic pain condition, digestive problems, and more. So if you suspect you have an oxalate problem, please do some research and modify your diet. And it's hard in the beginning because so many things contain anti-nutrients, and we wonder, what are we going to eat? Well, I've got a solution further on in this presentation. Next, I want to talk about histamines that are found in foods such as tuna, mackerel, anchovy, spinach, wine, sausage, fermented foods like dairy products, alcohol, aged cheeses, eggplant, avocado, citrus fruits, dried fruit, strawberries, pineapple, pears, olives, legumes, bananas, tomatoes, wheat germ, beans, papaya, chocolate, and processed meats. I know you're going, not chocolate. Yes, chocolate's very high in histamines. The symptoms can affect the lungs, skin, and brain, but gastrointestinal symptoms such as bloating are most common. Often people with histamine intolerance experience diarrhea and headaches. For these people, histamine builds up in the body and is not broken down correctly. This can trigger an immune system response, resulting in symptoms such as diarrhea, shortness of breath, headaches, or skin irritation. Coffee is high in histamine, which can set off what looks like an allergic reaction, but it doesn't occur through the typical allergy mechanism. Instead, the histamine from the coffee causes an inflammatory reaction that can be quite severe in some people. Histamine is involved in regulating the body's stress response, and high levels of histamine can lead to increased nervous system activity and heightened anxiety. Histamine excess can also contribute to anxiety and panic by causing anxiety-provoking symptoms such as difficulty breathing and rapid heart rate. Next, I want to talk about fiber and SIBO. Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is what SIBO or SIBO stands for, is defined as the presence of excessive bacteria in the small intestine. SIBO is frequently implicated as the cause of chronic diarrhea and malabsorption. Signs and symptoms of SIBO often include loss of appetite, abdominal pain, nausea and bloating, diarrhea, an uncomfortable feeling of fullness after eating, and unintentional weight loss and malnutrition. You can consume fiber with SIBO or IBS, but some types of fiber may be easier to digest than others. When you're first starting on a diet for SIBO or IBS, you may want to restrict most fiber, especially fermentable fibers, temporarily while your microbiome adjusts. Eating too much fiber can cause digestive distress, gas, and intestinal blockages. If you have too much fiber, you may experience bloating, abdominal pain, flatulence, loose stools or diarrhea, constipation, temporary weight gain, intestinal blockage in people with Crohn's disease, and reduced blood sugar levels, which is important to know if you have diabetes. So I know everybody recommends eat more fiber, eat more fiber. No, maybe for some people, but for others, fiber is not good news. There's a lot of nutritional information coming out now that's basically just showing that a lot of the nutritional advice we've been given has been dead wrong. And that's why people are getting sicker and sicker, going to the doctor over and over again and not able to find out what's wrong. Next, I want to talk about nickel allergy. I have a nickel allergy. I knew I had a nickel allergy, but I didn't realize there was nickel in many foods. And so I had to deal with that as well. If you are allergic to the metals that are in cheap jewelry, you might have a nickel allergy. It is not enough to stay away from skin contact with nickel and seek out nickel-free jewelry. Many foods contain nickel and can cause physiological problems for those who are nickel sensitive. Internal exposure can harm the lungs, the stomach, and the kidneys. Exposure to nickel may lead to cancer. Common symptoms: rash or bumps on the skin, itching, which may be severe, redness or changes in skin color, dry patches of skin that may resemble a burn, blisters and draining fluid in severe cases. Many may cause gastrointestinal symptoms like IBS, nausea, pyrosis, meteorism, abdominal pain, diarrhea, and constipation. The following foods have been found to have high nickel content: legumes, nuts and seeds, chocolate, cacao, and cocoa, oats and oatmeal, soybeans, tuna, herring, shellfish, salmon, and mackerel, fresh and dried legumes, all drinks and vitamin supplements with nickel, canned foods, green tea, beer, red wine, and tap water. Chronic and acute illness recovery. It could take months to years to figure out what is at the root of chronic and acute health issues. Navigating the possibilities from FODMAPs, lectins, oxalates, histamines, fiber and SIBO, and nickel allergy can be overwhelming. You may wish to do, sorry, I got a cat jumping up on my desk. You may wish to do a trial and error experiment, but there is an easier way. Many people are using the complete elimination diet, also called the carnivore lifestyle. There is much evidence that a carnivore diet is helping people with autism, seizures, mental health issues, and an array of other health issues that have previously been thought of as hopeless. Anthony Chaffee, MD, is a plant-free medical doctor. His YouTube channel offers hours of free medical advice to help you to navigate your journey to better health through a carnivore lifestyle. And Ken D. Berry, medical doctor, is another plant-free medical doctor. His YouTube channel also offers, I got distracted by the cat, sorry. Also offers hours of free medical advice to help you to navigate your journey to better health through the carnivore lifestyle. So the links to both of those YouTube channels are on the PDF, but you can look up Dr. Anthony Chaffee, Chaffee, or Dr. Ken D. Berry, Berry. And if you have good health and an abundance of energy, clear thinking, and a rich spiritual life, you may not need to take such drastic action. But if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, a radical departure from the norm may be needed to find relief. So in conclusion, I want to remind you to be patient with yourself. It takes time to detoxify and rebuild yourself. Complete healing and restoration takes many years and follows 7-year cycles. The first 7-year cycle, the physical body is completely rebuilt. Every cell in your body is replaced. The second 7-year cycle, an emotional cleanse and rebuild occurs. The third 7-year cycle is spiritual maturity and a further understanding of our higher role in life. In conclusion, in step 5, we learned that on a spiritual level, our bodies are temples which are sustained in ways that surpass the physical elements that we can see or touch. Kirlian photography reveals the energetic quality of food, which is also present in our physical and etheric bodies. Local, organic, fresh, raw, live foods, and grass-fed, pastured meats add an abundance of sun energy, as seen with Kirlian photography, to nourish and heal us in ways mostly unknown to modern society. Besides providing vitamins, minerals, and enzymes, food is a rich source of spiritual energy, which makes healing possible because it feeds our light body and our soul. We also learned that a plant-based diet does not serve all of us. And if we are suffering from acute and chronic illness, we may need to look at a different option. Please honor your temple body, feed and nurture it to find good health, peace of mind, and much love. And I've included with the PDF, click here to see my instructional video called Do-It-Yourself Medicinals with Karen Holton. Now, if you go to YouTube and you plug in to the search Do-It-Yourself Medicinals with Karen Holton, you will get the video, but it is age restricted, and you must be 18 years of age or older to access that video. And that is a YouTube requirement. And because I use different plant-based medicinal substances, that's why YouTube has put the restriction on this video. but I highly recommend it. It'll show you how in your kitchen you can make all kinds of medicinal things that you can eat, you can rub on your body, you can just use them so many ways, and it's so much more holistic than going to pharmaceuticals. But of course, the choice is up to you. Here we have the link to Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0 step 5. This concludes the Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0 advanced training for healers and alternative health practitioners, step 5 green, food as medicine and source of universal love energy video tutorial. Please feel free to contact me for more information and for assistance with your self-care program. I'm grateful for all the forces that assist me with the production of this free 9-step online course. So as soon as it comes available, I'll post on my website the link for the workshop video that accompanies the step 5 tutorial. And I recommend you watch it before you go on to the next step. But when you're done both of those, please join me for the next step in this online course called Step 4 Blue, Understand the Power of Heuristics, Know Your Truth, and Speak Your Truth. So this is the third video in the middle section. The first 3 steps, steps 9, 8, and 7, are all about opening your mind. Step 6, parts 1, 2, and 3, step 5, and step 4 are all about detoxifying. So next time in step 4, you're going to learn how to detoxify from the construct. For those of you who wish to contact me, my name is Karen Holton. I'm a holistic wellness coach and a talk show host. You can find me through my website, www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com. That's KarenHolton healthcoach.com. You can find me on YouTube and other social media platforms at Karen Holton TV. And if you want to send me an email, you can do so through quantumhealthnow@gmail.com. Again, for those of you who are going to download or who want to download the PDF, you will see there are links to all of my free resources, my website, more free resources, lots of information about orgone generators, of course, access to this program, the Quantum Health Transformation free online course. I have health and vitality podcasts, social spiritual podcasts. There are links to the Quantum Guide Show, which is my weekly podcast where I interview some of the most amazing and interesting people from all over the world. That comes out every Wednesday evening. I also have the Aliens and Angels podcast and the Aliens and Angels Facebook group. Please feel free to join us. I have more serial podcasts, the Fringe View podcast. Now, the Fringe View podcasts, they're all about my paranormal experiences. Then there's also a link to my guest appearances on other YouTube channels. I've been on dozens and dozens of different YouTube channels where I talk about my paranormal experiences and my experiences with the Quantum Health Transformation program and lots of things. I also have audio podcasts, video podcasts, 12 published articles, and of course, here are the links for YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. Please come visit me on these different platforms, subscribe, like my videos. That would be very awesome. Thank you. And that concludes the Quantum Health Transformation version 3.0 advanced training for healers and alternative health practitioners, step 5. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful life. I hope this information has been beneficial. I'd love it if you left me a comment so I would know how you are taking this information and applying it in your own lives. I wish you much love and best of wishes. And I thank you very much for joining me on audio and on video. And we'll see you next time for step 4. Bye-bye, everybody.